Good morning, folks. It's Tor here, Appalachian Grit. My dogs made it through the night. It was a little chaotic, a little hectic. It's what it is. Some nights are like that, some nights aren't, but you get what you get. Anyways, I was going to talk about why I did all of this. Why do I have so many damn animals and it's just me? You don't need all that. No shit, Sherlock. I know this. But the reality is I didn't do all this for myself. Okay? I stepped out in faith a long time ago and have been trying to build something that will help others with the inevitable, which we're in. And it's only going to get worse. I hope that makes sense. Family, friends, my ex-wife. You know what I mean? I even started this when I was living in Texas. I bought land out there. Wanted to build a homestead, a place that was self-sufficient, in every regard, some place that my family could come. And I would raise livestock, spend all of my time working, and then building a self-sustaining place for people to come, and enough food and shelter for everybody. And they were promised to meet me out there. They seem to be on board. I've noticed a lot of people like flapping their gums, but when it comes to actually step up and do it, nobody has any gumption anymore, folks. This is why I rail about it. You may think that I'm just an angry asshole sometimes. No, I'm trying to help cut the rot out so that we can truly bring functionality back to faith. Because people aren't walking in faith. They're not walking in the power of faith. And this was written about. They have itching ears and all of it. Anyways, let's get to it. So why do you have so many damn animals? Well, hopefully that answers the question. Is I don't want this many animals. It's my goal. If I could afford it, I've been done with this already. I only need 1 or 2 flocks of chickens. I do not need what I've got. Okay? I do not need all the cows I've got. I don't want any cows. Okay? It's too much for one man. I can't eat all the meat. I can't butcher it all myself. They're hard to handle. All of my physical infrastructure and materials were stolen when I first got here years ago. Okay, I had enough money for a barn, enough material for a barn, all the fencing I needed for all of the cows pasture, which was the heavy duty, the most expensive fencing you could get. The high tensile 12 gauge woven wire fencing. It's like 6 foot tall, 1,000-pound rolls. I had a bunch of them. I mean, if I had to replace all of it right now, it would be over $60,000 worth of stuff that they stole and destroyed. I had a camper out here for my mother. They destroyed that. They shot it up. I had a whole bunch of water storage totes for all my animals and me and whoever's going to be with me. My ex-wife, she was still with me at the time, and my mother and whoever else. Like, I hope my brother and my dad would come. But it is what it is, folks. They destroyed all of that. I had fuel storage totes, IBC totes, so like 300-gallon tanks filled with all of this stuff. They came and shot it all up. They stole all of my water barrels, my 55-gallon water drums, the poly drums. They stole all of my firewood that I had set aside for the winter. And we got here at Thanksgiving. Think about that. So right before winter, was ready to just, put up some fencing, get a spot set for the cattle. All my fencing's gone. All my fence posts. If you know, like the bundles that you get delivered on truck beds, like massive, truck beds, bundles of pressure-treated fencing posts. I had the 6-inch to the 8-inch ones, and I had multiple bundles of these, enough to do acres and acres and acres of pasture out here. And I had enough fence to do it all too. You're talking a lot of money, people. A lot of money sunk into it. Breaks my heart because that winter, that barn that I was going to build was also going to be a dry, safe place for them, for the animals. And we got freak weather that year, and excuse me, I've been breathing in wood smoke all night. Negative 40-degree wind chills came and killed a lot of my animals, and I was used to having to do hard things. This was one of the hardest things. And also, then you don't want to waste all the meat. Anyways, Yeah, I don't know if I told you in this video, but back when I was in Texas, I realized I was the one putting in all the effort. So it turns out when you stop putting in 100% of the work for all your relationships to see who actually gives a shit about you, in my experience, out of everybody in my life, that's family, friends, acquaintances, anybody and everybody, there's only one person, that was my mother. Okay? And my wife was with me, so that doesn't count. No family, no friends, no acquaintances, no nobody. All right. Facebook had already kicked me off at that time, so I didn't have Facebook, but everybody had my cell phone number. I hadn't changed it a million times by then, but I changed my phone numbers regularly. I don't want to be found by certain types of folks. Anyways, but that was a wake-up call. And then with the whole letdown. So anyways, I came here to do it for the ones that I love, like my family, knowing that hard times were coming, believing the Bible. Whether they did or not is kind of irrelevant. I do. And I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime. I think so. But either way, I planned on having a family. I planned on taking care of, like honoring my mother and father in their old age, taking care of my brother. You know what I mean? Like being able to give them food at least so that they're not going to starve to death and take the mark of the beast. It all seemed to be a fool's errand. And now I'm left here alone with a whole bunch of animals that are a burden to me. I still love them and they give me great joy, but they take up most of my money every month, so much so that I do not have the money to get them butchered even. And doing it myself, well, it's seasonal. I could start doing it now as soon as the flies die down. But that is a lot of work for one man to do. All right? And it's not like the other things happen or just go away. All of your other duties and responsibilities and all of the shenanigans. It's not like that just goes away. It takes proper planning in the way it is around here with the chaos and the way evil works, which I call shenanigans. It's always to keep you off guard. One step going this way so that they could push you back this way. It's no different than what they play with society. And that's just the same way that all the kingdom of darkness operates, just like their master, which is Satan. And Satan's MO has not changed since the garden till now. All right, you reject him, he comes at you with temptation and tries to ruin your life. Go read all the precedents in Scripture. And God allows it because it gives him great joy that you stand firm regardless of the trial. Go read the book of Job. Okay? I can relate to that guy, Job, very much so. As I have lost everything and everyone. And no, I'm not butthurt about it. It's just a reality. Don't like it myself. It's not how I would have done it. All of these things that have happened in my life are not my choices. My choices are what I chose to do about the situations that I had no say in. Okay? And that's how you know you just got to trust in God. People will say, oh, well, you chose this. Well, no, I didn't, actually. I didn't choose for people to come and try and kill me and ruin my life and you know what I mean? And dedicate themselves to trying to kill me for 4.5 years. Even still to this day, but good luck getting to me. You know what I mean? Like no, I chose to live and I chose to stay the course. So I did the best I could. That's just the truth. Anyways, this is getting a little too long, but what was the whole point? Yeah. That's the reason I've got these animals, and this is the predicament I find myself in. But it's also my responsibility as a steward to take care of them until I figure out a solution, which I do. I've tried offering people help, like deals. People don't give a shit, like I talked about in one of my other videos. Go watch them all, man. Go watch them all. You'll enjoy them. Don't get offended. I mean, what I speak to is the truth. You could disagree about doctrine or whatnot, but if you don't see the crazy shit in the world and how stupid people are, like, and I mean willfully dense, like head in the sand type stupid, like they're intentionally not seeing what's in front of them because it would require something of them, and they're not willing to do anything about it. They bitch about beef prices, but when I offer them beef true grass-fed, grass-finished organic beef, no vaccines, for $1 to $2 a pound, if they just put up the money to get it butchered, and they're going to get a few 100 to 1,000 pounds of beef, folks, for $1, $2 a pound, like, or however much they want. I could get them thousands of pounds or just a few 100 pounds or two. You know what I mean? Like, nope. I don't know why it's so damn hard for people. I understand people don't have money out there, because it would be a damn shame to waste these cattle. You know. And anyways, I think I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, that's why I started to do all this, and that's why I'm in the position I'm in. So I guess lesson to be learned from my experience is you can trust God and trust his plan, but it's the measure of a man about what you do about it after he allows the world to try and swallow you up and destroy you. Are you going to be like Job? Stay faithful or not? Are you going to make the best with your lot, or what? You know what I mean? Because the meaning behind everything I'm doing is still the same. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't have chosen to do it out here necessarily. And it wouldn't have made it so difficult for myself if I didn't have extenuating circumstances. But the reality is I'm tough enough to deal with these circumstances and the environment, because this is the most rugged terrain you can think of. Probably in continental U.S. and trying to homestead out here and just function and live out here way off grid, it's difficult. The terrain is dangerous out here. I mean, we talk about all the other things that are dangerous too. Predators, creatures, and whatnot. People. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully that makes sense. Not my choice, doing the best I can with what I've got, and I suggest you do the same. That is functionality in the faith, folks. I mean, just trying to be like the crappy example that I am, but I am an example nonetheless of somebody who believes the words and acts accordingly. Okay, I don't LARP, I do the damn thing, I don't make excuses for jack shit, and I just do the best I can with the lot that I've been given. Okay? And I try to have an upbeat personality in the whole meanwhile, which is difficult sometimes, because there's nobody to pick you up, you know? All I have is the blessed hope. Okay, because my life's painful, yes, but it's rewarding as well. It's testing. It's built me into something that I never thought I could be. A man capable of great things. But the reality is I don't want to do those things in this type of world. So until something changes, this guy's going to try and do it for whoever God brings into my life. So if he does ever send me a wife, that'll be one lucky woman, and my children will inherit all things. And if I ever get fellowship with others, then I get to share the blessings he's given me, and everybody benefits. And I get the joy of seeing people prosper. So I'm going to leave it there. If you have questions, ask, okay? I don't mind. Just don't be a douche, huh? Okay, see ya.